Alright, just got this giant Ocr2 from, I don't know, mid-2000s. And I decided I should do a video. You know, I've done a lot of bikes recently, and I haven't done any videos, so this one gets one. So off the bat, super dirty. I sprayed the chain down with WD-40 to get it, you know, moving a little bit. But, you know, I haven't lubed it yet. You know, cables are super slack. That's the front derailleur cable. That shouldn't be able to loop around there. Rear derailleur cable is slack too, but they're brand new, which is nice. So, I don't know if the brake cables are, but they look okay. They're not rusty. So, those are fine. Carbon seat post, carbon forks, upgraded Mavic rims and hubs, and move pretty well. So, you know, I'm gonna take these. I don't like these. Well, that worked. I don't like these, you know, speed things, so I just take them off, and because they're always broken too. But I'm gonna clean it up, you know, tune it up, and I'll take you along. All right, for the initial cleanup, this rag's kind of dirty, but it's fine. So I use like a semi-clean rag just for the initial one, because I do two, and usually second time I go over, I use a clean one. And I use Dawn Power Wash. I have this much left, but I'm gonna try and get as much out of it as I can. I have a new one over there, but you know, gotta get your money's worth. So I'm gonna spray it down with Dawn Power Wash, and you know, it takes all this dust off. If there's any buildup grease or grime, it'll take that off. So like all this stuff just should, well, went away with my finger, so imagine what the Dawn Power Wash will do. But I'm gonna do that. Can't really do it while filming, but I'll cut to you when it's done. All right, I've done the initial wipe down, and it looks so much better in person than it does on video. But I mean, this thing was covered in dust and had a bunch of grime on it. It's surprisingly rusty. Probably shouldn't say that, but you know, it's got some rust on the bolts, which is fine. You know, I'll take like some steel wool or whatever, you know, get in there, clean them up. I don't know why that's up right there, so you know, I'll loosen that, clean that up. Plus, I need to take that bolt out, let it sit in some rust remover. I'm gonna take these bottle cages off because they're kind of sun faded, and I just don't like that. I mean, I get these all the time. They're always sun faded, so I'll spray some like Pledge on it or WD-40, and if it comes back to life, then I'll throw them back on. But you know, I'm gonna take them off for now. And so now I'm gonna, you know, tighten up these cables. So let me do that. Man, daylight savings, not my friend. I hate it, man. I think it's like 5:30. It's already dark. Anyways, got it shifting. Shifts so well. It's crazy. Now, you know, work on de-rusting, you know, get that level. I don't know what's going on, but, you know, I'm going to clean up the chain rings right there. That's a little bit of rust, but nothing too bad. And then clean up the wheels, take the bottle cages off, and leave it to, you know, list it tomorrow. Really did not need a lot, so I like it when projects are like this. Running out of the little sunlight I had. Anyways, cleaned up the crank, or chain rings, I guess. Now I use my no-touch all-wheel care that I stole from my grandpa. Kidding, it was just in the basement. He wasn't using it, so I could have it. You know, clean up these thin rims and get the hubs, you know, just because, I don't know, I feel like they're always covered in dust and spider webs, so this will help get everything off. You know, any grease, obviously, dust, spider webs will really clean it up. I mean, I should be a salesman. All right, well, get to that. All right, all done. It's hard to see. You know, it just looks black because it is. It's clean. It works really well, surprisingly. It's pretty much just like Dawn Power Wash. I mean, sometimes I'll use it if I'm cleaning like a super greasy cassette or anything, kind of like this. I'll clean that off. Sometimes I'll just spray this on because it's foaming, so it like covers everything, and it just instantly disintegrates all the grease. All right, time for the rear wheel. All right, getting dark. I was gonna say getting late. It's only like 5:45 now. Jeez, hate it. So overnight, I'm not gonna work until the day probably. You know, so I'll actually have some light coming in the garage. But I'm gonna take some of these bolts, nuts and bolts off, let it sit in some rust removers, so I can throw them back on in the morning and pretty much be done, ready to take photos. Oh, also, I'm gonna take those off. All right, it's the next day, and I lied. I didn't let it sit in rust remover. I'm sorry, but hey, I did get that, you know, level, flush, set, whatever you want to call it. but I have these like extensions for my Dremel, just little wire brushes, so I'm instead just gonna use that to see if it works, because I've been wanting to test them for a while. I don't know, thought it'd be better, easier, quicker. So I'm gonna do that real quick and I'll show you the end product if it works or not. So that's before. Alright, so the little wire brushes kind of suck, but they did the job, so I'm not gonna complain. Alright, here it is. I gotta say, I didn't do a lot to this bike, but yet it looks so much better. I mean, bolts really cleaned up, headsets flush, obviously. I mean, nice carbon parts. It's so light. This is like, one hand, not even, probably one pinky finger can lift it up. It flies, dude. I've ridden it on flat and I've gone 30 within like a block. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll get this listed.